We are back with the Toronto Thunderbirds franchise here on Madden 25, and so far here in Season 4, we are off to a 5-0 start. This team has looked amazing so far. In today's episode, we get to take on the Los Angeles Chargers first, who are not really highly ranked anywhere in all of their stats, and then following this game, we do have our bye week. At quarterback, the Chargers still have Justin Herbert, who is now a 90 overall. At running back is Braylon Allen at an 81. Over at wide receiver is Ladd McConkey, who was up to an 88 overall, and then Kyrie Ness, an auto-generated rookie, who was an 82, and Josh Palmer is up to an 85 overall. At tight end is going to be Tucker Kraft at an 84, left tackle is a 91, left guard will be an 84, center is going to be a 75, right guard will be an 84, and right tackle will be a 95. Now, over on the defense, they do have a 75 overall left end. At right end will be an 81 overall, defensive tackle is a 75, left outside linebacker is going to be a 79. Middle linebacker is an 80 overall in Zach Bond. Right outside linebacker is a 77. Then at corner, they have an 84 in Cam Hart and an 85 in Mike Kincaid. At free safety is an 80 overall, and strong safety will also be an 80 overall. Just to show you guys how insane of a season Ben Richardson is having so far, over 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns. The 1,300 yards is good for about 6th in the league, but he is leading the league in passing touchdowns with that 15. So yeah, I'm going to really hope that our offense can keep rolling in today's game. The defense would force a punt to start this game, so now we have the ball, but it's a 3rd and 5 from our own 25. A possible 3 and out here. Out of a shotgun set, firing over the middle, he finds Jameson Williams, and this drive will stay alive. And we will stay in on it because our offense has been a lot of fun to watch this year. Richardson back in shotgun again, will drop back and looks to pass. He's going to be under pressure, gets sacked, fumbles the ball, and it looks like Toronto was able to dive back on top of it. That was not exactly fun to watch. Now a 2nd and 15 from our own 31. We'll send Dylan Kruger in motion. Richardson will drop back to pass, going downfield. He finds a star tight end. That will set up a 3rd and 7 at about the 40. Will we stay on the field this time? Richardson back in shotgun still. Pearson out of the backfield, but Richardson will look to pass. He's going to fire this downfield. It'll be caught for the first down. It is Brian Duvall to about the 48. That gives us obviously a brand new set of downs. And in a shotgun set, we'll send Kruger in motion. Richardson will look to pass again, dropping farther back. Now letting this one go downfield to a wide open Dylan Kruger, who was all the way down to the 25-yard line. He will take the snap. Pearson coming out of the backfield, but he's going to go over the middle, find Jameson Williams, and that'll set up a 2nd and 2 from about the 17. Toronto with another shotgun formation. They will send Kruger in motion. Now we're going to send him right back. Richardson with a quick throw to the outside finds Williams for the first down. That'll set up a 1st and 10 at about the 13. Once again, a shotgun formation. Richardson will look to pass. He's going to fire over the middle. He finds Brian Duvall, and he will fight his way down to about the 1-yard line to set up a 1st and goal. And now that we come out under center, I would imagine this is going right to rookie running back Will Pearson. Richardson will take the snap. They give it to Pearson, and the blocking doesn't really hold up, and he will get nothing on the play. 2nd and goal coming up. And we'll go right into a shotgun formation. I imagine Richardson is looking for touchdown pass number 16 on the season. Never mind, that's Will Pearson, who will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. And on the Chargers' following drive in simulation, Jeremy Chin comes away with an interception. But so far, we have not moved the ball at all following that pick. It's a 3rd and 10 from the Chargers' 38-yard line. Richardson trying to keep this drive alive, or I imagine we will see a long field goal try. Brian Duvall is the one in motion. Richardson will now drop back to pass. He's going to fire over the middle, caught by Dylan Kruger, and he will set up a 4th and inches at the 28. Now, do we go for this or kick the field goal? I am honestly surprised we are kicking a field goal. I really expected us to go for this. It's going to be about a 45-yard try. Glenn Griffin sends it away, and it is good. For the first time today, we will jump in and get to see the defense. They have driven down to our 19-yard line. And Herbert to the outside will find his man, and that's going to set up a 2nd and 1 at about the 10-yard line. Out of another shotgun set for the Chargers, he sends a man in motion. Now Herbert will look to pass. He's going downfield, and he finds Ladd McConkey to set up a 1st and goal at the 4. It will lead to another shotgun set for Los Angeles as Herbert goes to the end zone and finds his man. Touchdown, Chargers. They'll make it 10-7. On the following drive for Toronto, it's a 3rd and 12 as we face a possible 3 and out. Richardson looking to keep the drive alive. We'll let this one go, and that one's going to fall incomplete. We will punt it away. However, the Chargers would go 3 and out in simulation. We get the ball back, and now it's a 3rd and 4 from the Chargers 30. As we look to convert this play, we'll find Dylan Kruger for the first down to about the 25. Richardson back in a shotgun set. Will Pearson is lined up at running back as Richardson will drop back and look to pass. He's going to fire this over the middle, and that one was going to fall incomplete. Trying to find Sidney Peters, but it will bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Thunderbirds. Richardson back in shotgun. Will Pearson still the running back. We could go to him here. And we will not. We will look to pass. Richardson escapes the pressure, throws on the run, and finds Dylan Kruger. I will take a 4-yard gain over what I thought was going to be a sack on the play. Now it's a 3rd and 6 from the 21. And is that going to be a false start? I think it is. So it may be a 3rd and 11, and it will be. Or, I spoke too soon. It was actually encroachment on the defense. So now it's a 3rd and 1 from the 16. We'll give it to Will Pearson, who has the first down and is met and brought down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, Thunderbirds. Richardson lines back up under center. Will Pearson is in the backfield this time. We will drop back and look to pass. And he's going to throw this over the middle, caught by the rookie running back, and that'll set up a 2nd and goal from the 7 now. The clock will now stop because the Chargers' defensive line had an injury. 2nd and goal. Richardson will drop back, and that one's going to fall incomplete. Did not put it high enough, and it bounced off the back of the line. So that brings up a 3rd and goal now from about the 7-yard line. Richardson back in shotgun again. Will Pearson still the running back, but Richardson will look to pass, going to the end zone, and he will find Sidney Peters. No, he couldn't hold on to it. What in the hell just happened there? Sidney Peters, not a guy that drops a lot, but it will lead now to a field goal try of about 23 or 24 yards for Glenn Griffin. The kick is away, and it should be no problem. I know we're not watching a lot of defense in this game, and I do apologize, but we get the ball back with about a minute to go here in the half, and I want to see what kind of offense we run. We find Dylan Kruger over the middle to about the 36-yard line. We do have 2 timeouts remaining. We had to burn 1 to get the ball back with about a minute to go. Now Richardson on the next play with a quick throw over the middle, caught by Duval, and we will burn a timeout there with 31 seconds. Ben Richardson back in a shotgun set again. Will Pearson still in the backfield, but obviously we are looking to pass here. Going over the middle, he finds Duval, who has the first down into Chargers territory and brought down to the 45. Are we going to burn a timeout here? No, we will not. About 7 seconds to go here in the half. Now 5 seconds. And we're going to send the man in motion, but we do burn a timeout here with 3 seconds remaining in the first half. Don't really know why we decided to call something like that. And then attempt a 63-yard field goal. All right, let's see if we can actually make this. The snap, hold, kick is away, and Glenn Griffin will actually miss this. But coming out for the second half, we do get a massive play as we find Jamison Williams for a 49-yard touchdown in simulation, and then we actually go for 2 and get it to make it 21-7. Nothing else of real importance would happen in the third quarter, so now we go to the fourth quarter where we find Sidney Peters into the end zone. He doesn't drop that one. Touchdown, Toronto. Now, obviously, the Chargers would need an absolute miracle. Under 8 minutes to go, they have a 1st and goal from about the half-yard line here. They're going to send a man in motion. Herbert takes a snap, hands off to his running back to the outside, who was swarmed and brought down in the backfield. That will set up a 2nd and goal as they come out in an I formation here. He takes a snap, and it's going to be a play fake, and now Justin Herbert gets sacked on the play back to the 9-yard line. It looked like that was Corey Bailey and Jeremy Chin in on the sack. We'll see where they go now. It's out of a shotgun set. He's going to go over the middle. He finds his man. That'll set up a 4th and goal from the 4. Will the defense make an incredible stand here? They had a 1st and goal from the half-yard line. Now a 4th and goal. He's going downfield and throws it right to the defense. And that is going to be an interception for Tracy Wilcox, our star middle linebacker. This game is pretty much all but over, but the Chargers would get the ball back and have gotten down to the 1-yard line again for another 1st and goal. Still 28-7 as Herbert will throw this one to the outside, and that one is dropped by his running back. That now leads to a 2nd and goal. It'll be a shotgun play and another stuff by our defense. 3rd and goal, and that will take us down to the 2-minute warning. Like I said, this game is pretty much over. We are just seeing if they can find the end zone here. 3rd and goal from inside the 1. He's going to send his man in motion. Herbert out of a shotgun set will be looking to pass. And he's going to get hit as he's throwing, and that one will fall incomplete as his receiver could not hold on to it through the contact. That brings up a 4th and goal. We've already made 1 stop on a 4th and goal. Can we get another? A minute 55 remaining. Herbert will drop back. He's going to the end zone, and that one will fall incomplete. Another turnover on downs. Well, unfortunately, we are back here again because we actually got hit for a safety in simulation. So now on first and goal from the 1 to the outside, they will finally find the end zone and make this game look a lot closer than it actually was. But anyone watching this game knows exactly how this one went. We were in control pretty much the entire time. We move on to 6-0 to start this season. And we do that behind quarterback Ben Richardson, who went 28 of 39 for 327 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, Will Pearson got 31 yards in a score, and then receiving Dylan Kruger 9 for 105. Jamison Williams had a massive day, 8 for 122 in a score, and Sidney Peters got a touchdown. Probably should have had 2, but did drop 1 in the end zone. It would appear that Tracy Wilcox led our team in tackles, not really a shock. And then in sacks, Zach Harrison got 1, and Corey Bailey and Jeremy Chin actually shared 1. And then we got 1 interception from Tracy Wilcox and 1 from Jeremy Chin. That one was in simulation. And aside from the 2 interceptions, stat-wise, it doesn't even look like Herbert had a horrible day. 27 of 43 for 272, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. They really could not run the ball all day. And then receiving, Tucker Kraft 6 for 64 seems to be their leading receiver, but Josh Palmer did catch a touchdown as well. Moving on to our next game, which is going to be week number 8 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have already gone through our bye week, and now we get to jump into a divisional matchup against a team that we have had some interesting games with so far in this series. And this year, they seem to also have a pretty solid offense, averaging 29 points a game. We were averaging 30.1. Now, our defense does rank a little bit higher than theirs, and you can see right now we are a couple games ahead in the division. A win here would be massive. They are led by a really solid quarterback in Brian Sheehan, who is a 90 overall. At running back, they have an 89 in Bucky Irving. Wide receivers, an 88 Quentin Johnson, an 81 in Timmy McKee, and an 82 in Rondale Moore. Over at tight ends, an 83 in Cade Otton. Left tackle is going to be a 96. Left guard's an 81. Center is going to be an 88. Right guard is going to be an 83. And right tackle is also going to be an 83. On defense, we start with an 89 overall in Derek Brown. At right end, a 78 overall. Defensive tackle also a 78. Left outside linebacker will be a 79. Middle linebacker is going to be an 88. Right outside linebacker will be an 83. Then at corner, an 85, an 84, and an 82. So a very solid corner room. Free safeties at 95 and strong safeties an 82. So all in all, a pretty solid DB room. And it looks like we're going to have to deal with some rain today here in Tampa as we take on the Buccaneers. We will now jump into our first drive of the game. The defense has already forced 1 punt, but we face a 3rd and 5 from the 31. And Richardson going down the sideline will find Dylan Kruger, and this drive will stay alive to about the 47. But an incomplete pass and a 2-yard loss on the ground will later bring up a 3rd and 12 for Toronto, as Richardson will now drop back to pass. He throws this to the outside. That's tipped around and falls incomplete. I don't think Kruger or Pearson knew who was supposed to catch that. But our defense might be able to force a 3-and-out here, as Sheehan is back in shotgun. We nearly jump off sides. He's going to roll to the outside under a lot of pressure. Break one tackle, but gets sacked on the play by Zach Harrison. Following the punt, we would start at the 44-yard line, but now face a 3rd and 6 at the 40. A possible 3-and-out here with great field position. Richardson will drop back to pass, going deep downfield. He'll find Sidney Peters, and this drive will stay alive to about the 26. And it will be a shotgun formation coming up. Richardson looking to pass. They're bringing a blitz, but he gets rid of it to the outside, and Jamison Williams will have a gain of about 7 yards. So bring up a 2nd and 3. We are now inside the red zone. And it will still be a shotgun set for Toronto. Will Pearson is the running back, but Richardson looking to pass. They're bringing a blitz. He throws on the run. Downfield to Dylan Kruger, who will fight his way to the 1. I thought there was a chance he could fight his way in, but it will bring up a 1st and goal. Richardson back in shotgun. Pearson still the running back. Do we give it to him here? And yes, we will, as Will Pearson will dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. We'll go up 7-0. On the following drive for the Buccaneers, it's a 3rd and 4 from the 33. Now in the second quarter, Sheehan out of shotgun and will drop back to pass. Going over the middle, he'll find his man. That's Quentin Johnson to keep this drive moving. It'll be another shotgun set for Tampa. Sheehan will drop back to pass. He's going to throw this to the outside. That is caught along the sideline. That'll be a gain of 7 to the 19. Sheehan back in shotgun. Bucky Irving is still the running back here. Do they go to him? Yes, they will. No, they won't, actually. Sheehan keeps it to himself on the outside for the 1st down, getting brought down at the 11. That will lead to a 5-wide set now for the Bucs. As Sheehan is the only one in the backfield this time, he will take the snap and looks to pass. Going over the middle, finds his man, and that sets up a 2nd and inches. They rule it down at the 1-yard line. And Sheehan is going to be under center for this play, and we may have just jumped off sides. Please don't tell me that's going to give him a 1st down. It will be an encroachment call, or a neutral zone infraction, whatever they want to call it, and it will set up a first and goal from the 1. So now instead of a second and short, they have a first and goal from about the half-yard line. Now he lines up under center. Sheehan will drop back and looks to pass. A wide open man and a touchdown to Cade Otton will tie this game up. For Toronto's next drive, we are now at the 40-yard line of Tampa Bay and face a 3rd and 12. Richardson will drop back to pass. He's going to load up and go deep downfield to the end zone. He will find his man. Touchdown to Jamison Williams. Will take the lead right back. Just an absolutely beautiful ball from our quarterback, and our receiver nearly catches that one in stride. Does have to dive to make the catch, but whatever, I'll take the points. The defense would force a punt on their next drive, and now we face a 3rd and 6 from the 31 with about 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Richardson rolling to the outside, and we'll throw this one away, so we will most likely see kicker Glenn Griffin come out. This will be for about a 49-yard try to give us a 10-point lead with under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. The snap, hold, kick is away, nearly gets blocked, but the kick is good. But the Bucs are driving. It's a 2nd and 10 at the Toronto 21-yard line with 39 seconds to play in the half. They do have 1 timeout remaining. Sheehan will draw back. A quick throw underneath will be caught, and you may have to burn that final timeout here or chew away a lot of the clock. And they're just going to choose to chew away a lot of the clock, down to about 12 seconds when he snaps the ball. For a 3rd and 4, going downfield, he'll find his man, and Quentin Johnston into the end zone. They will make this a 3-point game right before halftime. And as we get the ball to start the second half, it's a 3rd and 4 from about the 36. Richardson will drop back to pass. He's going to fire this one downfield, and we will convert on that to avoid the 3 and out. Later on in the drive, we face another 3rd down, this time from the Tampa 30. It's going to be a play fake. Now under pressure, hit as he's throwing, and our quarterback just got murdered on that play to bring up a 4th and 3, and we will send out kicker Glenn Griffin for about a 47-yard field goal try here. We'll see if he can make this a 6-point game. The kick is away, and this one will be good. We will now jump a little bit later into the 3rd quarter. It's a 3rd and 12. Both teams have had the ball since last time we jumped in, and both have punted. Now on 3rd and 12, he's going to the back of the end zone and overthrows his man. That will bring up a 4th down. Now, do they send out their kicker? No, they actually are not going to try a long field goal. Instead, they will just punt this ball away, and our offense will get to take back over. The punt is going to be for a touchback. We will end up facing a 3rd and 8 on this drive from our own 46-yard line. Richardson out of shotgun and will drop back to pass. He's going to fire this deep downfield. He finds Sidney Peters into Buccaneer territory, brought down to the 32. Now this will be an I formation. Looks like Keaton Mitchell's in the game. I do not know if Will Pearson suffered an injury in simulation or not, but it doesn't matter because Richardson will drop back to pass, and he's going to look to run actually. Stiff arms that defensive lineman and then is ultimately sacked anyway, but that one D lineman did catch a mean stiff arm from our quarterback. Now it'll be a 2nd and 11 from about the 34. Richardson will drop back and look to pass, fire over the middle, caught by Jamison Williams, and that one will set up a 3rd and 4 from about the 26-yard line. And that play would take us to the final quarter of this game. Now a 3rd and 4 from the 26. He'll drop back to the pass. A quick throw to the outside will be caught, and that'll be a 1st down from Antoine Edmonds, our backup tight end. Richardson back in a shotgun set again. Keaton Mitchell still lined up in the backfield here. And now he's going to send, I believe, receiver Joe Wayne in motion. He's going to fire this one to the outside, and a diving drop by Joe Wayne. Had he been able to come up with that, it would have been a touchdown, but a little bit overthrown from our quarterback. If he hits him in stride, it's probably also a touchdown. 2nd and 10. We're going to send tight end Dylan Kruger in motion. Are we going to send him right back? Yeah, we are. Richardson will take the snap and look to pass again. Going over the middle, he'll find Brian Duvall, and he will fight his way down to the half-yard line. I am surprised they did not give him the touchdown there, but we'll bring up a 1st and goal. That's inside the half-yard line. This is like the quarter half-yard line, whatever, quarter-yard line. Yeah, that. Handoff Will Pearson. I screwed up the call, whatever. And it's not even Will Pearson, it's Keaton Mitchell. We're screwing up this call left and right. Touchdown Thunderbirds, that's the important part. I didn't even think about it, but we did actually go for the 2 to make it a 14-point game, and now they kick a field goal to make it an 11-point game. I don't know why they wouldn't just go for that, though. We will now jump in for a 3rd and 3 for the Thunderbirds. As Richardson will drop to pass, and he's going to miss his man over the middle. And on 4th down from the 46-yard line, we will punt this one away and count on our defense. With 7:18 to play, Tampa Bay is not completely dead in this game yet. They would need an absolute miracle, but they are definitely still in this. And they now face a 3rd and 10 from the 22-yard line with 6 minutes to go. He will drop back and looks to pass. Sheehan going down the sideline. That one will get deflected away, and that'll bring up a 4th down. That was Dax Hill on the deflection. So now if they don't get this, we would have great field position. Sheehan back in shotgun. Will drop back and look to pass. He's going to fire this over the middle, and a diving deflection, and I believe that was Austin Acosta that time. So with 5:53 remaining in the game, we take over at the Tampa 22-yard line. He will send Dylan Kruger in motion. Richardson will take the snap and looks to pass. He's going to fire this over the middle, and that one will fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. I don't know why we're not running the ball a bit more here, but whatever. Shotgun set from the 22. We're going to send Antoine Edmonds in motion, who will line up over the top, I believe, of Jamison Williams. Now he'll drop back. A quick throw will be caught by Dylan Kruger for the 1st down to the 11. Now a shotgun set again. Pearson is back in the game. We give it to Will Pearson, who will be met and brought down for no gain on the play. We apparently have not really been able to run the ball all day. He has 10 carries for 9 yards. 2nd and 10. We'll send Kruger in motion. He's still lined up at receiver as Richardson will drop back to pass. He's going to fire this over the middle, caught by, I believe, the tight end to bring up a 3rd and 6 at the 7th. Ben Richardson back in shotgun again. With Will Pearson in the backfield, Richardson will look to pass, and he's throwing this to the outside, caught along the sideline, and Brian Duvall into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderbirds. That touchdown would pretty much ice things here, but they have gotten down to the 3-yard line for a 4th and goal. A quick throw to the end zone will be caught, and they get a garbage time touchdown. I just wanted to see if our defense could actually pull off the stop. But obviously, it does not matter that they scored. Final score is 35-24. They just made it look a little bit closer than it really was, but we improved to 7-0 on the season now. As of right now, this team looks damn near unstoppable. Ben Richardson goes 27 of 39 for 344 yards and 2 touchdowns. We really could not run the ball a whole lot. Keaton Mitchell was the leading in yards, 8 carries for 21 yards and a score. Will Pearson did find the end zone once. And then receiving, Jamison Williams, 6 for 82 in a score. Brian Duvall got a touchdown, and Dylan Kruger had a solid day. Leading the team in tackles is going to be Jeremy Chin and Austin Acosta, who both came away with 7. In sacks, Zach Harrison got 1.5, and Austin Acosta got half of 1. Interceptions, we got 0 today, though. That does not mean Brian Sheehan had a good day, though. 24 of 45 for 53% of his passes completed. Did throw 3 touchdowns and 287 yards, but threw a ton of passes to get there. Running the ball, not a whole lot of that happened today. Bucky Irving, 29 yards on 8 carries. And then receiving, Quentin Johnson, 8 for 84 and 2 scores. Rondo Moore, 7 for 117. And Cade Otton, 5 for 43 and a score. But I think this is going to be a solid place to wrap up this episode. In the next one, we will pick up here in Week 9 as we have the game of the week, apparently, against the 5-2 San Francisco 49ers as we try to keep our undefeated season alive.